Oh shit, seriously, already?
What's your problem?
That I need to stay away from this. The whole Mikoshiba-kun case. And then she said that you need to do the same.
Me too?
Yes,
And what if I were to refuse?
if you said no. Then she told me I should give you this picture.
This is Mikoshiba.
Didn't I just bail your ass out?
A handyman?
It's Kuwana. You got trouble here, I'm the one you call. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can handle shit the cops won't deal with either.
Not exactly a service I'm in need of at the moment.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my goodness gracious. Whoa! Whoa, oh my god. We're murdering him. Jeez Louise. Welcome back to Lost Judgment. I'd like to ask you to find some materials again for me next time. Sure, as long as you don't mind waiting on me, I'll do it. On the case, complete 10 side cases. So I can buy some good old extracts, attacks will break through the enemy's guard, and I can hold heavy weapons like the motorcycles. When not in battle, running speed is increased. It's only... Oh, that lasts for a few minutes. Increase enemy encounter rates. Ooh, I might... Oh, hold on. Ah, shit, those pictures aren't going to be front and center, though. Give me a moment. Piece of what I needed for the drone here. Can't get any more. Damn it, old man. Well, ow. Get me out of here. I can't see. I guess I'm going back. What the hell? Ay, 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 ay. Trying to drop my phone. Okay. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but neither of our documents seem to match. Let's see what Winston's up to here. Winston was texting. Yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but neither of our documents seem to match anything on record. Never mind the words. The letters themselves are a puzzle. I figured as much. Hey, who's this? Oh, he's the owner of the ancient codex I was telling you about. Bet you didn't know I was acquainted with a college professor. Gotcha. So he's the one who's helping you with your research. I'm Tatsumi Yoshikawa with the Enoshima College of Cultural Studies. I specialize in anthology and folklore. I'm Takayuki Yagami, a detective. Can you explain to me what a codex is? Simply put, it's an ancient manuscript with great historical significance. This one has been in my family for generations. Long ago, one of my ancestors helped resuscitate an injured mountain dweller. It was given the codex as thanks. But since the codex is written in an unknown language, none of us have ever understood its contents. However, Iyama-san here may be able to change that. See, the extract folio he possesses is identical to what's in my codex, and he's already poured a lifetime's worth of research into it. Indeed I have. After comparing my research with Yoshikawa-san here, We decided it'd be best to work together from this point on.
I see.
Nice. So it's a meeting of the minds. What have you two found out so far? Not much, unfortunately. It's been a slow and painstaking process. Furthermore, the language slightly differs between our documents, which only add to the complications. Of all the extinct languages I've encountered, this one is truly a chimera. This may be insignificant to say, or unscientific to say, but it almost seems otherworldly at times. Otherworldly? As in, you think it could be written by aliens? I kind of prefer the Tengu theory. Yagami-san, I've asked you to gather materials, haven't I? That's also part of the research, a crucial one. Our hope is that by recreating the extracts found in Yoshikawa-san's codex, we might be able to decipher the document as a whole.
Does that mean?
How do you figure that? While deciphering the text portion may be difficult, the document has drawings of extract materials too. Those provide invaluable context. Granted, some of these materials appear to be fairy tale thingies, but Ayama-san seems to know what they actually reference. I should, after all. I've looked for them for decades. Now, some of these things you can't get around here, but I can think of some substitutes. Which brings us to our request. We'll need you to collect certain materials, brew them into extracts, and confirm their effects on the body. By matching the data with their corresponding parts of the codex, we'll eventually find a pattern in the language. Once we do, the code is as good as cracked. Okay, I think I kinda get it. It may be one letter at a time, but we'll eventually be able to decipher the code in its entirety. And what's inside may provide information regarding Iyama-san's ancestors. At least the path that I've been chasing is nearly within reach. Imagine, though, a mysterious people in possession of arcane knowledge that surpasses modern science. Perhaps they really are Tengu. Is that a scholastic or a personal opinion? At any rate, I've got high hopes for you, Yagami-san. Will you help an old man discover his past? Sure, I'll help however I can. Thank you. Sorry to put this on you right away, but could you start by bringing me some roses? Roses? That shouldn't be too hard. I have none of those. I don't know where to get those, so this is going to be sitting here for a while.
Excuse me.
Ayama-san, I've gathered what you need. Wonderful, I do? This ought to get our research up to speed. Here's a new extract recipe as thanks. Okay. Thanks. I'll try making it ASAP. In time, we'll have that ancient codex all figured out. We might even discover a new recipe soon. Anyway, we'll be needing some garlic next. Can you bring that for me? Garlic? You got it.
Excuse me.
Thank you for being so diligent, Yagami-san. Here's another recipe as thanks.
By the way.
How's the research been going? Better, thanks to you. You remember Yoshikawa-sensei, the college professor, because of what you've supplied us. He's been able to decipher all sorts of information. Each discovery is more thrilling than the last. Man, that does sound exciting. You might actually discover something about your past after all. That is my hope. According to Yoshikawa-sensei, he's almost cracked the code in its entirety. So I'll be counting on you to finish gathering up those materials. Awesome. I won't let you down. Thank you. Next up is a 4-leaf clover. Do you think you could get your hands on one? A 4-leaf clover? I'll see if I can find any. Hey, Ama-san, I've gathered what you need. Thank you, Yagami-san. In exchange, I have a recipe you might find useful. Ayama-san, I've done it. The Codex. It all makes sense to me now. You don't say. Then please, tell me what is in there. Well, some of it might be hard to swallow, but if we were to choose to believe what's written here, then it seems your ancestors, Ayama-san, were in fact Chinese sorcerers who crossed the ocean in ages past. They later became the hermits of the mountains. Hermits, you say? Yes. Your clan was fiercely devoted to the study of what you call extracts, but in the Codex, they're called elixirs. The reason they immigrated to Japan is not stated. Anyhow, not long after their arrival, they were made into vassals of a prominent ruling family after demonstrating their miraculous powers. Elixirs in hand, they treated illnesses, warded off invaders, and improved their domain's livelihood in many ways. It seemed that life was good for them.
My goodness! So they're not even from this country?
However, as the wheels of history turned, they eventually sought a refuge in the wilderness.
Does that mean...
Refuge? From what? Well, a certain local lord began converting their power, intending to use it to conquer the surrounding territory.
Are you saying they were forced to use their elixirs for war?
Evidently, that was the plan. An army that could heal any injury or summon supernatural strength would certainly have been unstoppable. But the clan despised that notion and fled to the remote mountains. And to prevent from being found, they became nomads. They also began writing in code, obscuring their secrets from those who would exploit them, which would explain the mystery of this codex.
I see.
I see. Then, Yama-san, you might really be a hermit after all. Or at least a descendant of one.
So my ancestor renounced a life of comfort and even defied the government, all to keep their work from being exploited. What fine people they were.
Now that I think about it, Yama-san also didn't want his work getting exploited. Guess he's inherited their spirit. Yoshikawa-san, let me ask you, was this a historical record or a myth or more of a myth that the culture invented? That is the question, isn't it? Yama-san, as a researcher, it is my responsibility to sort fact from fiction. My understanding is that this codex was written as a way of passing down the clan's legacy. The story it tells is certainly compelling, but unfortunately, I can't think of a single historical document that could corroborate the tale we just heard. So as a researcher, I cannot acknowledge what's written here as an indisputable fact.
I see.
In other words...
But don't most legends and myths have some truth to them? And depending on who interprets them, the story may change. You're very sharp. When we study ancient cultures, it's important to remember that imagination was just as real to them as observation is to us. All myths led to the same truth on some level.
That makes sense. I can accept that. I'll tell you this, Yoshikawa-sensei. In spite of everything, my ancestors managed to faithfully hand down their tradition through the ages. And now that tradition's been properly handed to me, that's all I care about. No matter how true or made up, it's enough to give my life real meaning.
Yes, you've made a salient point just now. The identity of a community, or culture, is built upon shared traditions. And it is these traditions that have held communities together and allowed them to flourish. Legend or not, this knowledge is priceless.
Yes, and thanks to what I learned today, how to put it, it's as if my entire life I was tossed in all directions by the wind. But now my feet have firm ground to walk on. I finally have the foundation I was searching for.
I can only imagine. Here's something else for you. I found another passage stating that somewhere in the mountains of Shinsu, there is a secret resting place for your people. If you'd like, why don't we go visit together?
You take me to my ancestors' graves.
I'm sure they'd be proud of you, Yama-san. Haven't you spent your life carrying on their legacy? You should greet them with your head held high.
Maybe so. And how about once I wrap things up at the shop, you and I take a trip? After a lifetime of searching for closure, I'd finally found the answer to my past. Words cannot express my gratitude, Yagami-san.
Glad I could help, Yama-san. Man, his quest got over with quick. Wonder if his shop restocks because you did more. No, it really doesn't. You just get a couple of extracts. I kind of wish, like in Judgment, that you could get these DLC extracts that you could use infinitely. That's how I got the extract challenges completed. But in this one, I actually have to make the extracts. So that makes things a little difficult. There we are. I need to actually start looking up, because I said I'm gonna play Galgun 2 later. I need to get that guide ready for myself, otherwise I'm gonna fuck up and get a bad ending, like the very first time I played the game, because I did not know you have to be very specific with your choices. Very specific. Otherwise, you're not getting anything. Oh my god, it's the Yokohama Wheel Monk mask. I hope they talk for themselves here.
It's hard to imagine. And you're saying Sawa-sensei was given this picture?
Right. And it must have really shaken her up. She wouldn't even stick around to have a chat. Some mysterious woman handed her the photo. She's gotta be linked to Hiro Mikoshiba's murder in one way or another. If I had to guess, she's working with or for Ehara. But I couldn't tell you how they're connected.
It might even be that she's the one who hired the Yokohama Leomong to attack you at that restaurant. If they're telling you to drop the Mikoshiba case, they're connected too.
A threat like that might have worked on a run-of-the-mill detective in over his head.
But how do you think you even got on their radar at all, Yagamishi? Mikoshiba's case is so big they needed hired muscle to stop you?
If I'm that much of a thorn in their side, the police investigation is worse.
Yeah, that's true. Even if they stop you in your tracks, Kanagawa police would just pick up the trail right where you left off.
I have to figure, I'm not the one they were really there to threaten into staying silent. It was Sawa-sensei. 4 years ago when Toshiro Ehara killed himself. Apparently, she thought Mikoshiba was the one bullying him. I set up that meeting with her so she could tell me more about what really happened at the time. But as of now, someone's pretty bent on making sure she doesn't reveal that. That'd be my guess.
Well, if that's the case, I'm afraid their threats were actually pretty effective. Sawa-sensei's lips are sealed now. There's not much we can really do about it.
Don't worry. I'm not near done yet. Besides, they've already made one big mistake.
Yeah?
They hired a gang thinking they could scare a detective off the scent. No way in hell they're expecting me to double down even harder on it.
You're totally right. That was a rather massive oversight on their part.
That night, the news broke on every channel and across the internet that the corpse found in Ijincho had been identified. Every student, teacher, and faculty member at Serio High School would know how Hiro Mikoshiba died. The details were heartbreaking, and a lot of lives were about to be turned upside down.
The alleged bully, Hiro Mikoshiba, turns up dead. There is no mistaking the motive in his murder. As Yagami looks into the heart of the matter, a suicide 4 years prior, he is met with brutal backlash from the underworld. Why does Yagami face resistance at every turn? As night falls over Ijincho, the answer slips further into darkness.
The red knife? So someone's getting stabbed.
Yes, we have grief counselors on site.
Hello. You've reached Serio High School.
Oh my god, now the school is getting phone calls all about
It's
this
tragic
nonsense.
news. Mikoshiba-kun was one of our student teachers here, and the school is coping with it as best we can.
Of course. Yes, our parents and guardians have every right to be upset about this. Yes. Oh, yes.
Now to the murder victim found in Izazaki Ijincho. Authorities announced that they have identified the body as Hiro Mikoshiba, a student teacher at Serio High School. Autopsy reports indicate the cause of death was blood loss from a sharp object. Mikoshiba was reported as a missing person 2 months
So,
ago in October.
what's the plan today, fellas? Honest, this hangover is kicking my ass. I'm gonna be kinda useless.
Maybe don't drink until sunrise.
That's no good. Without you, Kaito-san, who's gonna be the brains of this whole operation?
You'll have to manage, man.
I figure I'll head back to Serio High today. I should check in on Sawa-sensei, see how she's holding up.
She's got a lot on her shoulders now, huh? Pretty teacher like her doesn't deserve it.
Right from the outset, Sawa-sensei flat out denied that Mikoshiba ever bullied Toshiro Hara. But then we learned she confronted him about his actions 4 years ago. Which means she was starting to suspect he was the bully.
Then some chicken shade shows up, makes some threats, and suddenly Teach's lips are sealed shut, huh?
Whoever she was, she has to be involved with the murder. How else could she have Mikoshiba's picture from right before he died?
It's almost like the killer was trying to hide any trace of bullying. And if so, that's pretty bizarre.
Why is that?
I mean, if Mikoshiba really was the bully, why bother covering that up? Wouldn't it work in their favor if word of that spread? That way the murder would be, I don't know, more justified?
Yeah, I do see the logic there.
Okay. But what gets me is, why would Sawa-sensei change her answer like that?
Have you considered she may have been pressured to hide the truth? Perhaps by an overcautious superior? I wouldn't put it past Chairman Okuda to pull something like that.
I doubt he has that kind of sway over her, though. Sawa-sensei doesn't exactly mince words with him. Guess we'll have to ask her directly if we really want to know.
Yeah, but didn't she make it pretty clear you need to keep your distance?
What kind of a detective would I be if I gave up because of that?
Point taken. Well, is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, sure is. Help me kick this damn hangover.
Say what?
Might as well hang back, Sugiura. Only I can get in and out of the school without raising a red flag right now.
Well, alright then.
Keeping up with that handyman was a hell of a job. I deserve a little R&R.
Man, why am I stuck babysitting the drunk gorilla while you get to go have fun?
Oh no, wait, wrong one. Idiot. I love drum fire so much that I forget how random fire sounds. Check request. Alright, we got one in Camaroach. Hey, Ryan! Oh yeah, I remember him. Fair warning, I'll activate my chameleon camouflage technique. He'll be at the M-Side Cafe. Hey!
Look who it is.
Oh, stop by for a visit, buddy?
Who's a good boy?
That's a good kitty. What are these cats giving me bullets for? They're really saying go do crime. Yagami doesn't use guns. Yagami is a lot more of not killing someone than Kiryu ever is. It looks like we probably only have a new side quest in Kamurocho. So, I'm gonna go ahead and head down to Kamurocho then. As all that dialogue was going on, I was trying to look up endings for that Galgun 2 game and trying to figure out what I'm gonna be going for. And it is harder to find out how to actually get the ending than it was in the first game. I love it when the endings are just... when people don't write a actual easy guide for me to follow. It looks like it's a cat that they can get to now. Alright, let's go ahead and visit that cat, and then we'll go do stuff with Ryan. Ugh. Another group of kitties. Hello.
A name, huh?
We will call you Bear. Bear.
Stay safe.
Alright. The M-Side Cafe. Oof. Come on. How many of these games have you played? M-Side Cafe. Wait, wasn't this the M-Side Cafe? Shit. Would it be Cafe Majori? Is that why they call it M-Side Cafe? No, you're just an idiot. So that's where it is. It's like, how many of these damn games have I played and I still can hardly remember stuff? It took me 4 games to really remember where Tenkichi Street was. So he's supposed to be here. Winston keeps texting about his work today, and it makes me wonder if he's going to be getting on after his job is all done here. Let me reread that request. I shall await you at the M-Side Cafe. Okay, he's definitely here. Knowing Ryan, he's up on a wall somewhere. He's gotta be up on the ceiling. Ryan, buddy, where you at? You're not. You wouldn't be at the top. You couldn't be at the top. Every time I look out here, my eyes hurt. God damn it. You know what? Maybe he really is good and hidden this time. Or he's gotta be like on the roof or some shit. No, come on guys, I'm busy right now. No, don't do it. Ah, come on, guys. What the fuck? Get over here so I don't ruin the damn shop.
Here we go.
Fuck you. Take this. Take this. I guess the others are supposed to be following me right now. He's gotta be like at the top or something. What the hell is a menazon? What? What the hell does that mean? Huh? Okay. I would not put it past the game to be shoving Ryan up in one of these. Ah, move. He really isn't like that, huh? Eh. Am I overlooking this too much? Is he not hidden up somewhere? Okay, I'm wasting a lot of time. I feel like he's got to be on the roof, though. Where is the... I don't need that anymore. Not chapter 3 side case. Can I get to chapter 4, please? What's this quest called again? The saga continues. The saga continues, dude. Table of contents. Alright, I'm gonna have to do this the hard way then. Lost, Judgment. Ryan. Location. Ryan Acosta. Above the entrance of the cafe. And there is also probably the thing that I needed to actually go and accept the quest at the Young Detective Agency itself. 'Cause every night I will save your life.